Good morning, everyone. Today we're checking out a brand new video from the Stylethist. I know it's not often I check out this channel, but I decided to because this one is talking about the best glasses for your face type. And as a guy that has to wear glasses, because otherwise I look like John McEveryguy, I'm not joking. And this is actually a video that is definitely going to help me. So let's hop in and see what we can figure out.
Do you know what glasses look best on your face? By the end of this episode, you will know how to pick your perfect pair every
Yeah, for me I kind of find that it's a bit more of a rounded square type.
single time.
Hello, and welcome to Amy's Optometry, where we have only the highest tech to find you your perfect pair of glasses. I am a doctor,
All right.
and we are going to go through each data point, and I will find
not a real
out
doctor.
which pair of glasses best suits each face based on not only their face shape, but their actual features. This is Amy's Optometry.
Today, I have
All right,
5
let's take
patients
a look.
on my schedule. Ash, Dan, Lee, Santi, and Tom. And here's the thing. None of them know how to tell which glasses make them look fire versus which ones leave them looking more like Benjamin Franklin.
Cannot keep looking like these founding fathers.
Don't you worry, Ash. I am a professional, and I've come armed with a number of tests to help
Measuring
solve this
tape.
spectacle situation.
Oh my god, you have a whole, agenda.
This is a doctor's appointment, and usually you get many tests.
Many tests.
Many
All
tests.
right.
Don't doubt the process, Ash. As my patients file in for their exams, let's talk about what
Good
exactly
shot,
it will
Santi.
entail. That doesn't break HIPAA, right? Nah, I'm sure we're fine. It was not fine. We will
Oh,
be taking
deal.
a series of measurements to figure out which key features to consider when picking which frames will best frame your face. While most places only
Okay.
rely on 3 measurements of the glasses themselves when finding your fit, we here at Amy's Optometry are measuring you and being extremely thorough about it, with more than double
Oh,
the amount
really?
of
How?
measurements than any other eye doctor on the block. These will be divided into the 3 F's of finding your perfect glasses: face, features, and fit. Theorists, it's time to
that's
break
not
out
too
my
bad.
handy dandy measuring tape and prepare my patients for a very eventful exam. Our face category contains 1 major test.
What we are going to do here is take some measurements to find your face shape.
Sounds good.
There
Okay.
are 7 major face shapes: triangle, round.
That's, if I had to guess, this one is mostly going to be measuring like how wide a person's face is and how tall a person's face is.
Square, oval,
probably someone
diamond,
else, but I don't
rectangle,
know.
and heart. And each has its own set of variables to consider when choosing a pair of glasses. Specifically, which frame shapes will look best on your face shape, and if you need wider or narrower frames from temple to temple. So how do you find yours? We'll need to take
Let's
4
see.
measurements. Let's go through them one by one.
We are first going to start with the length of your face. So it's from your hairline to the tip of your chin.
Oh, this could be so humbling
Oh,
for me.
okay.
Some patients were easier to measure than others.
I have to find your chin because you have a beard.
I also have no chin.
That's not true.
And I had no extra hands, which is why I recruited my patients to take note of their measurements for me in my very special doctor's notebook. I mean, without their glasses, it's not like they can read it, right?
Ha, you have a bigger face than I do.
Oh,
Hey, doctor-patient
That's HIPAA.
confidentiality.
Looking at some of these other numbers.
oh
it's
no,
you.
wait. No, the Hippocratic Oath is about causing harm willingly.
Doctor-patient confidentiality.
No!
This is what I get for trusting people when they say, I can't see without my glasses. Liars.
My eyesight isn't that bad.
Moving on, we next need to find your forehead width from edge of hairline to edge of hairline.
I'm gonna tuck your hair
Okay.
back for a
Okay,
second.
I didn't know
You
that.
just have such a good swoop. I actually have a pretty good idea what face shape you are already.
Yeah, all right.
Yes, I actually
Just
do.
from that?
Because I've been doing this for a long time. I am
Years.
a professional.
And it's this professional's opinion
All right.
that Ash and
Professional.
Santi should never be allowed in the same exam room ever again.
Shut up, Ash.
So we're at 14.8.
You big forehead having.
Or someone is
Jeez.
just like a pinky finger come to life.
It's important to note that the wider your head is, like patient Tom, for example,
He got the
This is
noggin.
good.
You got the wide face.
the larger size your glasses will need to be. This is because a wider head generally means that your pupils are a wider distance apart. Pupil distance, or PD, is usually listed in your prescription, but you can also find it with the help of a friend by measuring the distance from the center of your left pupil to the center of the right in millimeters. Just make sure that while your friend
Okay.
or friendly neighborhood optometrist measures, you should be staring at something 10 to 20 feet away to keep your gaze even. You want your pupils to hit at the dead center of your lens. If you know this before going into your next eyeglass appointment, your eye doctor will be shook. Which is
Not
why
bad.
I ask all theorists to please turn your eyes to the screen, because your eye exam is about to begin. Look at the dot at the center of your screen. Can you read what it says? No.
No.
Look closer. What about now? Still no? Okay.
Wait a minute,
Let's
it's gonna
try
say subscribe.
Size 2. Can you read it now? Oh no, that's not a good
Kind
sign.
of.
Let's skip ahead to size 20.
There
Can
it
you see
is.
what it says now? Let's read it together.
This episode is sponsored by MetaSleep.
This episode
Of
is
Manta Sleep.
sponsored by Manta Sleep. Good job! And it's a good thing too, because after all that strain you just put your eyes through, they could use some pampering. Just like your everyday glasses, Manta Sleep masks come in a variety of
Oh,
options
it's
to
a
suit
sleep
your
mask.
personal eye needs. Are your eyes feeling dry after staring at a screen all day? Then try the Manta Steam Sleep that uses its custom warming beads to soothe and moisturize your eyes. It is a
Oh,
spa
that actually
level
does sound
experience
pretty
right
good.
in your own home, and more than half the cost. But if you can't take the heat though, you can pop on their cool mask instead. This is perfect for
Oh, that would be perfect for helping with migraines.
reducing puffiness. And personally, it's my favorite. What can I say? I just like to feel like there's an Arctic Circle on my eyes. If you've ever used an ice roller, it's that, but constant. Mwah, so good. But maybe you're worried that your skin is too sensitive for all that. Well, Manta is still here to help with its Silk Sleep mask, designed specifically to be
Ooh.
gentle on the skin. And here's a special tip. If you're a side sleeper, the tapered eye cups on this one are perfect for you, providing less pressure and friction on your sensitive eye areas. And of course, for the everyday napper, the
Nice.
classic mask creates a cozy dark escape thanks to its breathable fabric and 100% blackout guarantee. With Manta's premium fit, it can adjust comfortably to fit your unique face shape. But don't believe me, here, try it on. Isn't that cozy? No, don't fall asleep here. I have a patient
Stop pulling a Homer Simpson.
coming in after you. You can't sleep here. But you can get your own sleep mask by going to mantasleep.com and save 10% on your order by using code STYLETHEORY at checkout. You'll find that if you do, you'll be able to nap anywhere at any time. Planes,
Very
trains, your
nice.
next dentist appointment, whatever suits your needs. All thanks to Manta Sleep. That's mantasleep.com and code STYLETHEORY at checkout to finally give your eyes the rest that they deserve. We have 2 of our face shape measurements down and 2 more to go. Next is
Oh, it
cheekbone
takes
width.
4.
So we're gonna go from one
Okay.
cheekbone to the other. 24.4. He a wide boy.
I have a large face on a small head.
It's okay, Tom. We accept all faces here, including
Perfectly
Santi of mystery head size. You see, Santi is typically told by others that he has a wide face, despite his regular glasses size not reflecting that. And when you look a little closer, you can start to see why.
Honestly, that's probably why you have the discrepancy between the wide face and the narrow face. You're wider here. That's what people are telling you. Versus
Oh,
where your
yeah.
glasses actually sit, which seems to be a very, very narrow part of your face.
If hourglass was a face shape, Santi would have it. But unfortunately, it's
Aw.
not. In fact, this is a very unique feature of his face that has a huge impact on how his glasses fit. And it's why taking the time to get your own measurements is so important. The little details make a big difference. But back to our final
That
measurement,
is true.
the width of your jawline, which you measure by going from the back of your jawbone to the center of your chin and multiplying by 2.
Oh, I have such a Chad Sigma Omega jaw. Awesome.
Easy,
just mewing.
Salty.
Don't stick out your chin. If you don't have one, we'll find out now.
Spoiler alert, he didn't. But we finally had all of our data to find their face shapes.
Oh, wow, that was fast.
Okay.
If your
Here we go.
measurements are all equal within a couple millimeters, then you are a square, like Tom. His head is basically straight out of Minecraft. Man, they should really cast him in that movie. He would have fit right in. Get it? Because he's a square. Anyway,
Yeah,
as a
we
square,
get it.
you'll likely have very angular features, especially your jawline. If you want to accentuate those angles, you should go for rectangular or geometric shapes, as Tom learned in his try-on session in my Examatron 3000, a very
All
high-tech
right.
machine that allows you to experience hundreds upon thousands of glasses without spending thousands of dollars. I know, I'm a genius.
I feel like I've
I
seen that
had to
before,
push my
actually.
glasses up. See, that's how good this is. I believe it.
At Amy's Optometry, we aim to impress. During his session, Tom saw that rectangular and geometric frames mimic the shape of his jaw, making it look sharper, squarer, and more pronounced.
This angle, I feel like, makes my jaw look funny to me because it mimics that shape. The angles feel very hard.
Rectangular. Okay, so I guess that's what my current frame pair is.
And so make my face feel more angular, which is not my preference.
If you, like Tom, want to soften some of those angles, you can exchange them for some circle, oval, or rounded frames.
Having those rounded edges really helps soften the squareness of my face. If you've got really harsh lines, it then just emphasizes the fact my face is a square, whereas this just softens out the whole appearance and the whole look.
Just be
guess that is
careful,
kinda
because
useful.
squares tend to have wider faces, making it difficult to find circle frames that will fit your face.
I really like circular glasses. The downside is this. You can only ever
Yeah.
normally get these in small because they don't want you to have glasses that are this big, which then means you end up with this very, very wide arms.
This can lead to your
Yeah, that's
head looking wider, while your
too bad.
face just looks itty bitty teeny tiny scrunched in the middle. Speaking of round, if your
Yeah,
face
on to
length
the
and
next.
cheeks are equal and your jaw and forehead are slightly smaller, you are either a round or a diamond shape. It all depends on the angularity of your jaw and hairline. All smooth,
Oh,
then you
okay.
are round, and you have the same issues as a square, but Uno reversed. Round, oval, or rounded frames will make your features feel even more circular, like an adorable little beach ball. More angular frames,
With
however,
balls.
will have the opposite effect. If your biggest measurement is your face length, then you are either an oval or a rectangle, or as we can say now, a Santi or a Dan, respectively. If you,
Oh,
like
okay.
Santi, have rounded features, then you are an oval face. Circle lenses will make your face look more rounded, while oval lenses will just soften your features, but not to the same extreme. It can actually be very flattering, as Santi discovered.
I haven't historically liked them round, but this actually doesn't look bad. I think
Yeah,
it's because
it looks
it's
pretty good.
round, but not like a circle. It's more like oval shape, and since I have an oval face, I've learned it actually doesn't look bad.
I will
Yeah,
be
that is
expecting
pretty
a
good.
5-star review on Yelp from you, sir. Now, if you want to sharpen your features, aim for a more rounded edge, rectangular, or square frame. They will flatter you more than a sharp edge.
This is a lot more my speed. It's a much softer, like rounded shape. It
Yeah.
fits and it sits.
I think that's
This
actually
is
the frame
more-
I have.
Claudia, oh, look at that.
If your features are more angular like Dan, then you are a rectangle. Angular frames will suit you best if you want to highlight those chiseled features, specifically rectangular or square ones. Geometrics might not be the best for you.
I really like these a lot. It kind of feels proportionate. This is so weird to be the first one, and I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's the one I want.
Yes, Theorist,
Yeah.
I'm just that good at my job.
That's simple.
If you do want to round out your features, stick to ovals or rounded edge squares. Circles are probably a little too drastic for you.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No.
Triangle-shaped faces have features that start wide at
Looking like the son of Ben Franklin.
your forehead and get narrower as you go down, and are actually very similar to two other shapes, the diamond and the heart. The key difference between all of them, the hairline. Triangles have a flat hairline, while a diamond arches upward like the tip of a diamond, and hearts
A pointed hairline, thus a heart-shaped face.
Oh, you mean a
yay,
widow's
that's
peak?
so cute.
You also seem to be a heart-shaped face.
I got the Vegeta going on.
A little bit.
actually met Vegeta, you know? It's just so cool. But back to the due to their similarities,
Awesome.
these categories are able to wear the same shape options, which is to say, all of them, barring some wildcard options.
I'm running a science experiment.
Both angular and rounded frames will
Goggles.
flatter your face. Congratulations! Your specific frame needs rely less on your face shape and more on your specific features, which just so happens to be the next category of our exam. Now, the
Wow,
sad
that was 12 minutes just for the face shape.
glass
Damn.
buyers watching this may have noticed a few frame styles we didn't cover in our face category. Cat eye, brown line, rimless, and aviator. That's because it's your features, not your shape, that determines if they flatter you or not. But that's not all. Your eyebrows, eyes, nose, cheekbones, even your facial hair all factor into what size and thickness of frames suit you and which
Really
leave you
now?
looking like.
Music Man.
Throughout these
I don't
exams,
see it.
one thing kept
Sorry.
coming up time and time again: eyebrows. And how much was or was not visible above and below the top frame of your glasses.
I still don't love how high they kind of arch over my eyebrows.
I like when the glasses kind of
Yeah.
sit where my eyebrows are. If they sit right below, it makes my eyebrows look like way thicker than they are.
It can't even go past my eyebrows. Give me space. I just need some space.
Eyebrows come in all shapes and sizes. Some have defining arches, and some have laid claim to the full forehead. And those
Oh,
specific
yeah, the
measurements
monobrow.
can make or break your glasses. And some friendships.
Don't raise your eyebrows at me.
Sorry, I'm a reactive person, so I'm like, you're saying things, I'm like,
Control the brows, Tom. Don't let them control you. To give you some
Control the caterpillars!
context for your eyebrows, let's talk size. Vertically, that is. An average height at the widest part of your eyebrow is about 1 centimeter, like Ash and Tom. 1.1 to 1.3 is mid. Not super short, but not super tall, like Santic. And 1.4 centimeters and above is considered a tall brow, if you will, like Lee and Dan.
I think I have
Oh,
pretty good
wow.
eyebrows.
You do, Dan. Now, the taller your brow, the more surface area it is likely to have, and the less area available between the top of your glasses frame and where your eyebrow begins. There is a personal preference aspect here on how much brow you want on display, but here are some
That
best
is
practices
true.
based on our collective data. Number 1, frames that sit under your eyebrows, leaving space so that they are not connected. This helps keep you from looking like you have a unibrow or no eyebrows at all. Aviators
Yeah,
can
that's
be
useful.
a real problem here due to the double bridges.
That is a thick man. Right in the center. It almost
Oh,
has
yeah.
like a unibrow effect on me because it goes right into the eyebrows.
I think that it gives unibrow in a way that just I don't love.
Overall, aviators were found
Yeah, I
to be
can
the
see
least
what you're
flattering
talking
of
about.
all of our shapes due to the specific issue. All of our patients agreed that aviators should stick to being sunglasses and not everyday wear. Number 2, have the frame
Agreed.
cut partially into your brows but still let you create that space when you move them.
I prefer it cutting my eyebrows a little bit. I think it also softens the framing of the glasses because they're kind of blending into my darker eyebrows. You can see that one eyebrow is like being cut off way more than the other. If they are lower on the eyebrow, it then means that one might be cut off but the other isn't, and so it then highlights
that would
the
look
difference.
weird.
However, this only works with the thickest of frames. If you try this with thin frames, it creates an unusual problem.
Also, the fact it's so humbling when my eyebrows are so thick that they protrude into the lenses of the glasses. I refuse
Yeah,
to make them
that's
thinner. It's
troublesome.
just humbling.
Speaking of, consideration number 3. Glasses that extend above the eyebrow, causing the eyebrow to appear within the frame is typically not a flattering look to most features.
Yeah, no, they're
Yeah,
too big. The
that's
eyebrows
bad.
are in the lenses, and that feels weird.
I feel like my
That's
eyebrows
too
get
much
completely
the eye.
subsumed by the lenses in a way that feels weird.
But hey, some people's weird is another person's perfection. So let me know in the comments if you like having your eyebrows inside your lenses. I'm super curious. Now, the next feature to consider with frame size is the size of your eyes. Yes, the whole
Yeah, there
reason
you
that
go.
you wear glasses gets to have a say in this too. It's only fair. Your eye height
That
and
makes
eye
sense.
length play a huge part in what lens sizes you should be looking for. When your frames are too small, your eyes start to look claustrophobic.
This is even worse. I feel like there's even less space here, and it like makes my eyes smaller because it like cages them in.
You got the Steve Smith.
She is so small. It's not even getting to the ends of my eyes.
They're taking up so much of the lens. It just makes it feel like it's all very compact, whereas if you have bigger eyes with then having bigger frames, it makes it feel a bit more open and more evenly
Gotta
filled.
open
face.
stuff up.
And
Yeah.
I have the perfect method to find the perfect frame size every time. Start by measuring your eye height, the part that is actually exposed eyeball. Starting from the top waterline to the bottom waterline. Yes, I know it's scary having stuff all up in your eyeballs, but it's for science. Then do the same for your eye width, measuring from the inner corner to the outer corner. Then divide your
okay.
height by your length. This is now your eye size ratio, which is a quick way to know at a glance what frames will fit you best. If your ratio
that's
is
not
less
too
than
bad.
0.29, you have small eyes, and small to medium frames will look best on you. A 0.3 to 0.59 ratio means that medium frames will suit you best, and a ratio of
Nice.
0.6 and above means that you can wear those extra large frames. Again, this is meant to be
The
a fast way to
extra
narrow down
thick.
your options really quickly. If you want to go more in-depth with each specific option, then this is what you should do. Look at yourself in a mirror with your eyes in their normal resting position. Now take a measurement of the space from the top of the waterline to the top of the frame, as well as from the bottom of your waterline to the bottom of the
frame.
frame.
Yeah,
This
I had a
measurement should
feeling.
be equal to or greater than half of your eye height. And then do the same for your eye width. Anything smaller than half your original measurement will make your eyes look too crowded inside the frames, which is why our small eye squad, Lee and Dan, are the only ones to look good in short frames. The rest of our patients all have larger eyes, and so need larger frames. And There's one other consideration to make. If you, like Santi, have that hourglass head that dips in at the temples, bear this in mind. You may find that wider glasses leave a gap at the edges due to your temples being narrower than where your ears meet your head. And so if you want to avoid that gap, you want to stick to slightly narrower frames. Or maybe it's
Narrow
just
frame,
Santi.
yeah.
Now, there is one other facial ratio that can help narrow down those options even more and lead you to your perfect pair of specs. Your
What is it?
cheekbones and nose. While we have already
the
talked
cheek
about
and
the
nose.
width of your cheekbones, we now need to talk about their prominence.
This is really important because you want to see where your glasses are going to sit. If you have very prominent cheekbones, the glasses will actually sit on your cheekbones and affect the way that they sit on your face and how they look.
Look
Yeah,
at the
my
profiles
cheekbones
of
aren't
all of
very
our patients.
prominent.
Tom, Dan, and Santi all have flat cheekbones, so they can sit this one out. Lee and
Yeah.
Ash, on the other hand,
I got,
have
like, flat
prominent
stuff.
cheekbones. You can tell by how they come out from the face towards the tip of the nose. But that's only one part. Whether this will be a problem or not
Maybe?
for them
I can't
depends on
tell,
their
actually.
nose bridge depth. Yes, we are being that pedantic, folks. Find where on your nose your glasses naturally rest, and measure from that point to where your nose meets your cheek. This is your depth. Ash has a deeper nose, meaning that their prominent cheekbones should not interfere with them wearing a larger frame, which is lucky for them because they have larger eyes. Conversely,
feel
Lee
it.
had a shallow nose, meaning that large frames will likely not rest comfortably on his face. Let's look at those profiles again. Notice that Tom and Ash's cheekbones sit higher on their face, closer to their eyes, unlike the rest of our patients. They have high cheekbones. For most glasses shapes, this doesn't play
maybe
a
that's
huge
actually
role,
what I have.
but if you're a cat eye fan, pay attention. Cat eye glasses curve upwards at the outer ends. On high cheekbones, this can give a very pretty lifting effect.
I kind of dig the cat eye situation that's going on up here. This is the kind of shape of glasses I feel like I see a lot on the internet, especially amongst like readers and bisexuals.
On lower cheekbones, however, you may
That second
find
part's
that
kind
this
of weird.
upward tilt competes with your natural features. And the final feature of this category, facial hair. Let's use
facial
Santi as
hair.
our starting example. Throughout our exam, he learned that thin wire frames looked odd on his face.
I feel like I want it to be a little bit more of a statement. It's just a wiry, small thing that like doesn't highlight any
Yeah,
of
it's
my
not
features.
enough.
Santi has many prominent features, with the dark hair, dark eyebrows, and mostly dark beard, which means that thinner frames start to get lost within his features.
Like he's
Instead,
wearing
if Santi
nothing
wants
at
a
all.
thinner look, he should opt for something like a rimless brown line. The top of the frame still gives that definition, letting the rimless bottom soften out the rest of his face. It's balanced. The same can be said for Dan and Lee, who both enjoyed
those are
rimless
pretty good.
options. But Tom, our only beardless man, and Ash, our only beardless not man, found that the brown lines and other rimless
Yeah, the
options
woman.
did not suit their face.
It just feels like it's very, very top heavy. Especially because I can't grow a
Yeah.
beard, so I haven't got anything down here framing my face.
That
You then
is
end
just
up with
top heavy.
lots of
You
dark
have to, like,
and then lots
invert
of
that.
not very dark.
I don't think I like rimless on the bottom that much. If there's no bottom rim, it does feel very barren. It feels naked and afraid.
Now, don't be
It's like holding a half cup upside down. It was just not, there's too much, there's too little of nothing going down on the bottom.
afraid of all this new information. And don't be naked either. You're in my doctor's office, remember? Don't make it weird. Anyways, now that we've shown you how to find your best shapes, sizes, and thickness, oh my, it seems like we know everything, right? Well, no. You
There's
see,
one
there is
more, isn't
one
there?
eyeglass mystery that still has yet to be solved. No,
What
it's
is it?
not which frame shapes are his, hers, or theirs. That preference tends to vary person to person. It's
Oh, well, no,
also
duh.
not what frames make you look old. Spoiler alert, if your glasses have those little plastic feet, you're giving BGE. Big Grandpa Energy. And no, it's not what color...
Hey, but hold on, those are the default glasses that almost all of them come with. And, I mean, for years, that's how mine were until I finally decided to get a pair that had the permanent ones inside. Mostly because while I was in high school, someone decided to throw a basketball in my face, and I lost that nose piece forever.
best suits you. You can actually watch our color season episode to find that out. It's this thing. This little thing right here. The
arm?
arm? The ear arm? The ear. We're going with ear. It's the ear that plays a secret and unexpected role in what glasses have the perfect fit. When it comes to ear
Go
fit,
on,
most
then.
people tend to look at the length of the ear, not where it connects to your frame.
The ear arms are like higher on the lens, so they sit a little lower on my face. I don't really like that.
I don't love how
Mine
high
are kind
these-
of topping out at the
ears
lens
are on
itself.
like the middle of the frame as opposed to the top, and it looks looks very weird on me. They feel like they sit much lower on my face than they do, but it's like an optical illusion.
And I'm about to give you a peek behind the curtain. You've heard
Let's
of
take
the
a look.
golden ratio. You've probably heard of the silver ratio. Well, now
No,
get
I've
ready
never
to
heard of
meet
the silver
the
ratio.
style theory ratio. This ratio helps measure the degree of the angle from the ear to the eye, and the eye to the bridge of the nose. And yes, I found
Oh.
each angle for each measurement on each side of every single patient.
Oh
This
my
number will tell you how
God.
low your eyes sit in the frame of your glasses and where your ear should connect for your best fit. Think of it this way, where pupil distance will help with the horizontal, this will help with that tricky vertical fit. Now, there is the factor of personal preference to consider in all of this, but the style theory ratio, or as I like to say, the STR, will take a lot of the guessing out of
Okay.
the equation with our equation. This number will go
Let's take a
hand in
look.
hand with your eye size, so keep that measurement handy. To find your STR, you will need to find the above angles that we already mentioned, and then follow this formula per side. Ear to eye divided by ear to nose. This will give you the STR for both your right side and your left side. You can pause the video and do
Okay.
this now if you want. It's okay, I'll wait. Got it? Great. Here is how to apply those
Later.
numbers
I'll
to
try it
your
later.
face and your glasses. There are 3 categories: low STR, mid STR, and high STR. If your ratio is between 0 to 0.2, you are low STR. This means that your ear to eye to nose line is almost a straight
yeah.
line. If you have low
Kinda
STR,
like
you
this.
likely need frames with ears that hit between the top 2/4 and the middle of the frame. And if you have larger or medium eyes, you likely want to stick to the top of that range, depending on the shape of the frames that you're using. Small eyes, on the other hand, should not have that same worry.
Small
If your ratio
Smith.
is between 0.21 and 0.4, then you are mid STR, meaning that your eyes sit slightly under that line between your ears to your nose. You will likely want to stick to that
okay.
top 2/4 ear connecting point, as middle connecting frames are likely going to sit a little too high for you. This is even more the case for bigger eyes, as you have more space to cover. And finally, if your
True.
ratio is 0.41 or higher, you are high STR. This means that your eyes sit far below that line between your ears to your nose, creating a very deep V. Because of this, you likely want to stick to the top ear connecting point, or the top 1/4. This will mean that that connecting point
Those
will
are
hit
kind of ones
around
I
your
have.
eyebrow line, or
The
just
top
under,
1/4.
and that the lenses will sit lower and more in line with your STR. Again, larger eyes will need to pay close attention to their lens size here, as you have more eyes to cover. Middle connecting frames, however, you should avoid at all costs. But you know what? We can take this one step further, and we're gonna take your
Oh,
STR for
deal.
your left and right side and subtract the
Just one step more.
smaller STR from the larger. This is how evenly your glasses will sit on your face. If your difference is less than 1, you're pretty even. 1 to 2, and you may need to alter your glasses depending on the shape and size of the specific pair. And if
Completely.
you, like Santi, have a difference of more than 2, you should probably spend a few extra dollars to get those earrings altered for the sake of your eyes. But hey, that's
Yeah,
just
that
a
could be
theory, a
trouble.
style theory. Keep looking sharp. Next time on Style.
All right, well this is actually a pretty useful one, especially when it comes to my family, as pretty much everyone has to wear glasses. Well, mostly anyone from my dad's side. Anyway, that's going to be the end of today's video, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see y'all next time when we flick back on. Till then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.